Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Let's Play episode of Lost in Syberia. We're continuing the first title here. Some information I've learned since. This is mainly me checking out the Steam page and discovering this for a fact. Um, this game is stretched. They stretched this game to fit a 16 by 9 aspect ratio from its looking 4x3-ish nature. It might not have been specifically that, but whatever pillar boxed version it was before has been stretched. This is why she does look a little bit wide, but that does not mean that is the reason why like this icon is oval shaped like that. I believe the oval shapes are the same. They just stretched. They just stretched it out. They just stretched it out. I had because these are pre-rendered backgrounds. I looked at one of the screenshots on Steam and was like, oh, that is this screen. And I looked at our video from last time. And no, this is stretched. It's stretched. That is amateurish, in my opinion. Because ultimately, I'm sorry, I'm going to go on this. Ultimately, like, the person buying this collection in 2015, sitting on the PlayStation 3 shelf, probably doesn't care that this, like, low-budget looking 2002 adventure game isn't in widescreen. They might be confused, but then you just pop up a thing saying, like, hey, we're using the original backgrounds from 2002, and they are like this, and that's cool. Like, again, like, it's very easy to be like, this is old, and it's cool. And if you say that confidently enough, there will be people who be like, oh, yeah, it is cool. I mean, obviously, if they stretched it, it would look ugly. So, I find this thing funny. I bet, like, there would be a way for me to, in OBS, like, squish it. I bet I could squish it. But then also, like, I'm sure this menu would get squished because this... Yeah, I mean, those look like actual squares. You know what I mean? So this would be narrow. The phone would be... I mean, it wouldn't explain why the number one key doesn't start with A, B, and C, but, you know, it would be something. Anyway, I gotta get in my narrow frame here better. Yeah, we're playing this game. We are in the factory, and I haven't poked everything yet, so that's what we're doing. Right, this is how we ended, because I went up here and said, yep, okay, we're done for today. I don't have any knowledge on what I would click and clack and push and prod, but maybe this is something where through the osmosis of doing it, you get an understanding.
It looks like something's missing.
Yeah, something is. What do I have? Hands, an Anna mechanical toy, music cylinder.
If that's going to work, it looks like something's missing.
Clearly a punch card of some sort goes into there. And then you can flip this. It looks like maybe a copper plate versus wood. The render on the curved arch metal plates on this like half tube looking thing shifts slightly. Oh wait, this isn't... Oh, it's changing multiple ways. I'm sorry. Copper. Wood. Like, balsa wood. Stained maple. Driftwood. Birchwood. Copper. That's 6? Are those the 6 things? Is this me determining which one of these 6... Interesting. Can we go... We have 3 run buttons. Oh, I thought this was the door. That's the door. Let's check in here, actually. Let's check in here again. because I am uncertain if I missed something in here. God, let's get geometry. I should get this game on Steam just to confirm. I want to play these PlayStation versions because of trophies, of course. But I should check out a PC version of this game to see if this game was click to move. Not interact anything here. One more thing I suspect too is that your mouse is forever some sort of oval shape, and it changes if when you highlight a thing that you would activate here. That's why I do like that on the screen. It's very clearly like there's nothing left to do, and so therefore I nothing's here. There is no icon. Versus like here, where like yeah, I did like read all of these, but if I wanted to again, I could. And so we have the same three things that I'm kind of using the D-pad to cycle through. I'm just pressing down over and over again here, or up, or left. This is left. This is right. That's odd. Any information on this I want to glean? Text is not legible. Sort of. I mean, the math is in the bottom left corner. This is only like one page of the document, right? Because this doesn't really indicate any specifications on what this is built. You know what I mean? For. Like how. Wild. This is also like I'm just thinking about the game being stretched again. This is also how like some people play retro games. Like they don't mind it being stretched on their TV. You know, if like they plug in their Super Nintendo to play A Link to the Past because they liked playing it as a child, and they don't really play video games anymore. And like yeah, their TV has the red, white, and yellow ports that they plug it in. Their TV's just going to automatically stretch to fit the entire display because that's how those analog signals worked. And they don't mind. And even in like some games that have emulation, some collections or whatever, where like they'll have emulation options, and one of them will be like a screen, and it will be like, do you want it original or full? And by full they mean stretched. And there are people who are like, yes, I'll take stretched. Why? It looks worse. You're seeing the same information. You know what I mean? All right, we have 6 bays here. 6. We are in we are in adventure game logic right here. It looks like I'm standing on the thing where I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. As the player, I know what I'm supposed to be doing is whatever I can interact with to get the game to progress. Don't get me wrong. Just mechanically, as a video game, I understand that. And even, like, just putting myself in, I want to see what the story is. So, like, obviously, I'm just going to keep going with this no matter what. But as the character, why specifically would she be wanting to muck around with these machines? You know what I mean? Like, why? This is well before the era of the like AAA game where the protagonist or their child sidekick or whatever feels the need to verbalize every single thing that they see, feel, or are doing, especially if you stand around for 3 seconds. But it is a little bit interesting that that Kate here has no inner monologue about why she would want to dick around here. Like, what is her goal by walking in this factory? Like, oh, I wonder if I can find blank. You know what I mean? Can I find blank? Like, I get it. We are looking right now for, is the entrance. There were more places to explore outside. That's right. That's what we're going to do. Now we have a soundscape. she wants to find out where we can find this Hans guy, and so like that's what we're doing. We're investigating. So maybe I'm overblowing this portion of it where we don't really need to have her define her purpose for walking around, but I don't know. I'm mostly just bitching because I picked difficult and I would kind of like a guiding hand. Episode 3. I think this is episode 3. Not episode 1. Alright. As always, I gotta check out the masking. Seems okay. Edge detection. Okay. Not the best. Alright. Oh. Didn't even notice this lever. Oh. Scenes like this where the pre-rendered background becomes a pre-rendered animated video file, you don't move. This isn't Final Fantasy VIII. Alright, so we've taken some sort of cylinder into the factory. It also makes me think this game would have been click to move initially, and not keyboard controls. I mean, there's a very fluid, you know, obviously, turning and all that for the analog stick, but that's because of a PlayStation 2 and Xbox port. I think it is because of the collision. I mentioned this last time or two, but like, I should be moving to the left here. I should be moving to the right here. That's just how video games are. If you're gonna play the animation of me walking still as I'm head dead on, as I go here, I should slightly be moving to the left. Instead, you have to be perpendicular to the surface you're colliding with in order to move. And there's a lot of narrow spaces here. Okay, is this like the other entrance into the factory? Valid Dilemma, that says. Oh, is this a train station? Oh. Odd. And it didn't really tell us how she arrived here. I assume it was by plane. She's from New York. I guess she could have taken a boat.
No need to go down there.
Okay, well, why was it an option? Because it will be later. Okay, we can go that way, we can go this way. Let's head up. Oh, well actually... Wait. What? Oh, I crossed over. Okay, I was expecting to stand on top there. Understood. I was like, did they just do a 180 with the camera? Let's talk to this guy. Hello. It's an empty Silent Hill town. Can I... Why are you sweeping into the wall? Anything sweep down into the tracks, it's just dust. I stand here. Oh, okay, this entire path is blocked off. So he's not an actual interactable person. That's very strange. So far we've met 1, 2, 3. He being the 4th other person. The shadow is betraying the collision once more. Oh. We can run under. Oh, we can get on a train. There's now so many places to explore. I'm so glad. I am so glad that we did not find that one key thing to open the door to lead us into this part of town before doing the cemetery stuff, because we would have spent so much longer just running around doing jack all. Oh, what's this?
If that's going to work, look. These shelves look as if they're made for valuable objects.
Okay. The showroom.
These shelves look. These shelves look.
Can I
These shelves.
put?
These shelves.
Is this just like, here are your collectibles? I can't interact with this one. Can interact with this one. And there is this.
These shelves look as. These shelves. If that's going to work.
Okay.
If that's going.
Yeah, there's a
No
suitcase
point
here.
weighing myself down.
I wanted you to open it. I want to see whose suitcase it. Point weighing myself down. To a adventure game protagonist, you're supposed to be looking through shit and weighing yourself down. That is, yeah. Not quite. I thought this was like a mini bar at first, but there's just like one bottle of something there. The bucket, I'm sure, doesn't have any ice in it. That'd be weird if it did. Well, this looks like this is the collectibles room. Looks like there are 2 more, perhaps, cylinders to put here, because these are the only 4 spots I can interact with. Glad I can just cycle through by tapping down. It's not like I need to like find the correct angle on an analog stick to, you know what I mean? That happens in games.
If that's going to.
I can't take the figures back, so they are there forever. So that's probably good. Hey, they've been added to the 300 background. All right, so 1 train. Are there more? Okay, I'm on the left side again. I did not run down this way. God, are there other, Oh. Okay. All right. I take it we are done with the train station. That's the factory over there. Okay. Hey, you can take the train to work pretty easily, right? Run over here. Sometimes I can't tell right away, though. You really have to, like, bump around. Almost as scary as the low brass stinger that plays in town. Alright, we've done... Wait. What was this way? Am I dumb? Yes. That's right. That got sent into the factory, so we will go back to the factory in a bit. I want to check out this last road here. Oh, a house. Well, this is maybe where she lived. Okay, and then take this side path. Alright, well, hold on. Probably gonna say you can't go in.
The door's locked, but I've still got to get in there.
See, this is where we go, hey, that's her house. And, like, I'm assuming this through the context of, you know, the surrounding area. But it doesn't, right? It doesn't say, Le Vorarlberg Estate. Sorry, I want to go back here. This game, all pre-rendered backgrounds, and you just walk to an edge, and if that's a transition to another screen, it does it, right? It fades. And oftentimes, like, how far you need to go is inconsistent. So a couple things, like there have been some places where I would have to walk up to that door. Now I can just press the button here, and she says it's locked, but she didn't actually walk up and check. If it were unlocked, then perhaps we would see her step up 2 steps. The game would pause while still playing steps 4 and 5's audio, and then we would transition. But over here, very easily see this being the border, the edge, and then I walk through and it transitions. But then I start to move, and I'm like, okay, I get to about here, I'm like, oh, they actually want you to run all the way around, like follow that path. No, a couple more steps, and just it's arbitrarily there. That's weird. That's just weird to me. I wonder. I'll do this for next episode. So you won't see it, but I'm very curious. Messing with my TV and forcing a 4:3 aspect ratio might get this game back into perspective. All right, we have a step ladder here. Oh, tired.
I need a key.
All right, Kate. Sorry, I need to walk this way so then I can walk this way.
That door is locked. I've got to find another way around.
Keep going around and around, and we won't be able to get nowhere. Oh. Write in the comments if you're good at hedge mazes. Because I'm not. I mean, I am. But, like, it's a big hassle. Like, I can... Hey, NPC number 5. I can, like, walk around and map it in my head. I could do that. But that's a lot of focus, then I don't know.
Good morning. You've got a magnificent garden here.
Oh, please don't talk about it. Since my gardener automaton broke down, there are weeds everywhere. You can't imagine how much work it takes me. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. We're not used to doing without our robot help here in Veladilen. But everybody says that we're going to have to get used to it.
Veladilen? Robot? Is she, like, from out of town? Dude chastised me for saying robot. I call them automatons. Okay, fair enough. He says robot. And then everyone else pronounces it Valdelen. And she said it like, I don't know, a carny in Kentucky. Okay. Oh, so that's just a patch of grass. There's no flowers. Like, yes, this is a garden in a literal sense, but, like, no flowers. It's just a hedge maze. This is a shrubbery section. Sectioned off shrubbery. A broken statue. Looks like I can only enter the maze here. And I have 2 choices. Okay. Didn't think we needed the screen transition. Oh, is this locked?
No point.
Okay, so this is the exit. Now, she says no point, but is that her just going like, I don't wanna? Or is it like, I can't open it? Because that's no point can mean a few different things. Like, I don't want to. Okay, Vorarlberg key. Oh, are we not entering the maze? I saved. I'll use a new run button this occasion. Alright, we're gonna, I assume the stepladder? Okay, thank God. Just doesn't want yes. Good. All right. Oof. It doesn't look like the ladder is leaning against the roof there. I wouldn't. I don't like ladders that are I like the A-frame ladders. There's a safety that I can visualize, a structural security I can witness and have a little bit more confidence climbing up. But the ones that just lean up against the side of the house when you gotta clean the gutters out or whatever from fall leaves, nah, I'm always like, no, this is just gonna slip out from underneath me. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if there's a second person there that's got their foot at the base of the ladder, which is like always what you do. Okay. We don't get to walk around on the roof? Hey, the music has begun again. I believe this music was also on the title screen. Okay. Oh. Perspective, this bulb is like where she's standing right now, but it is just a part of the background. Oh, it's Mammoth. Oh, he drew that. Hans did. 1932.
What on earth is that? What on earth is that?
Okay. Boots. Back. It's back.
Mammoth. You draw
Whoa.
mammoth for Momo?
Ah, Momo, it's you. You scared me. What are you doing in here?
That's
Momo
not what the
want
text said.
mammoth picture. Like Hans' picture.
Sorry, I haven't got a picture of a mammoth with me.
Take paper and pencil and draw mammoth for Momo.
You don't give up easily, do you?
Okay, so the easiest way to do that is just a brushing. We're gonna put the paper over this, and because it's a carving, and we're just gonna have her. Yeah. Okay. You could do this in the PlayStation Vita title Uncharted Golden Abyss with your stupid ass touchscreen. I liked that game at the time. Gimmicky as hell. We could see how well she did. The analog stick doesn't do it. It literally is just jumping. Now, because I'm thinking about the screen being stretched for when we get to these documents, I assume they're being presented normally. Right? I assume they're being presented normally. So is this actually what the mammoth is supposed to look like? Versus this clearly... Yeah, I mean, maybe. Also, the unfortunate wood grain bottom there made it kind of look like it was shot in the head. I was hearing recently that, like, we technically have enough mammoth genome DNA or whatever that we could technically try to breed them back into existence from elephants or something. That'd be cool.
Momo, I've got something else I
Oh,
want to ask
I
you.
didn't have it equipped.
Momo listening.
Momo, I've got to go.
I just want to give him the thing. He's holding it upside down.
Thank you. Momo happy. Now follow Momo. Momo show his secret to Kate.
Really shouldn't be climbing that ladder, kid. Oh. I don't see her, though. Is this like some sort of psychic vision and I have to actually walk all the way over here still? Take all this information in. Okay, he goes... Right now, is he waiting? Is he brushing off? Oh, he's gonna sit down, okay. Okay. Why couldn't we just run together? I mean, I guess they wouldn't want to take player agency away and, you know, they want you to decide to go there on your own, but I don't know. But what the hell? Hello? Very narrow transition. Okay. Also, if I run... No. Oh, never mind. Sometimes during the screen transition, I'm no longer running. But I think I might have let go or something. Yeah, like there, I kind of like let go during it and reapplied it. I'm holding down run, but she ain't running. But there are 3 run buttons. 3 for a reason. Alright. We didn't even see this screen. Seeing this game in this state really does make me way more curious into this PS5 remaster that came out last year than initially I was. So like a lot of these environments, they're like so static too, that even if like you keep and obviously this information is known, I just don't know yet, understandably. Even if you keep like the camera angles the way they are, you can just breathe so much life into these very static environments, you know? Like the people like in their CG rendering software making these backgrounds, they are spending more working man hours than anyone else on the team, right? Assuming they didn't like outsource some of it, you know, which definitely happened.
I could use one of the oars from this boat as a lever. But how am I ever going to get a hold of it?
As a lever, but like... I didn't know I needed one.
It's a shame this boat's been left to rot. Now it's full of holes.
Okay. She won't sail. She being the boat.
There you are, Momo. This is some walk you've taken me on. I've got to say, though, it sure is mighty pretty.
Momo come here often. Momo like make splashing water.
Momo, I've got something else I want to ask you.
Momo listening.
Really is just like, here are all of the things you've said before.
You are a strange one, Momo. I'm beginning to see why Anna Vorarlberg liked you.
Momo, Momo look like Hans. Momo very proud.
Why have you brought me here?
Mammoth doll in cave. Very important for Hans, Anna say.
Oh,
Cave? What
great.
cave? Where?
Momo not liar.
Didn't say you were. I haven't looked.
It must be fascinating to live in a village full of automatons.
Automatons made by hands. Difficult work. When Momo big, he do like Hans. Momo friend of automatons.
Oh, cave popped up.
So you reckon the cave that Hans and Anna found is round here? You wouldn't know where it is exactly, would you?
Cave disappear. Psst. Anna say nobody find it. Disappear. Psst. Like magic.
Caves don't go disappearing like that. It must be hidden by something. That's all.
Momo like playing hide and seek.
With who?
Momo, I've got to go now. But see you later, maybe.
Alright, two paths. We go up here. Expect the cave is probably to the left. And some of these transitions you need to activate. And undam the area?
That must be broken. I've got to get a helping hand here.
Is that what we would use the lever for? Okay.
I can't go that way.
Lady, listen. I can see the bottom. I can see the bottom. You got boots on. You know what I mean? Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Alright, so we gotta undam the area to lower the water level there so that we can cross, and I'm sure the cave is over there somewhere. Means would I need this, or she said I need a helping hand? Doesn't necessarily mean...
I could use one of the oars from this boat as a lever. But how am I ever going to get a hold of it?
Can I use your help, kid?
Momo,
Momo this
why have you brought me here?
Mama's
Cave?
Momo.
Okay,
Because of you, Momo, I look more like an explorer than a lawyer now. If Dan could see me, I don't think he'd like what he saw.
maybe Dan sucks.
Momo don't know Dan.
Momo,
Okay, so let's go back up here. Go back up here before I run all the way back to the factory where whatever that giant cylinder was taken, I think. Before we do any of that. Around here. Very strange because it made it looks like you walk up from this direction, but it's actually from this way. What did she say
it must be
exactly?
broken. I've got to get a helping hand here.
I think you can just stick in the the ore in there. I think that's what that means. It's just about getting that ore. Which, I mean, they can have any object be a thing. It could be a fishing pole or something stupid like that, but it would work. Okay, well, let's run back. All the way to the factory. Anything around here? Okay. Let's see if we can make it to the factory before the stinger music happens. God, if I don't get caught up on stuff. Okay. Survived. I survived. Alright, factory is this way. Alright, so something was taken, I assume, in here. But where? Can't really get the impression you can run back here, but you can't. Okay. Right. Was it here? Oh, right. I flipped a switch.
I don't need to do that again.
Okay, well, what did I do in the first place?
I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that again.
Okay, but I didn't see any
I don't need to
change.
do.
Did I just not do two parts? I'm hearing stuff happening. Okay. Alright. Go upstairs and maybe that giant control board. Oh. Okay, well, let's check out here first. Oh. That's the cylinder.
Yes, hello?
Kate, what happened to you, my poor munchkin? I've been trying to contact you for hours.
I'm in Europe, Ma. Job thing.
What? Europe? My God. Oh, I've got such happy memories of Europe. Some of them even involve your father, but that's enough of that. Tell me, where are you? Paris? London? Venice?
Yeah, where am I?
Valladolid. Yeah.
Oh.
I know, it's a bit out in the boonies.
What in the world are you doing out there?
You know, business. I've got to see through the takeover of some old family business that's got a few debts. It's a really charming place, but there's one or two weird things going on here. I can't go into it now.
Oh, well, that's right. Your old mother's too dumb to understand it. You really do take after your father sometimes.
Mother.
Kate, you'll never guess who I saw yesterday.
Click.
Ma, I haven't got a lot of time, you know.
Frank!
Ma,
With
please.
a CK?
I've got to go.
Frank! Frank Malkovich, the Russian opera singer.
Okay,
Well,
Russian.
maybe you don't remember him. He was quite a star in his day.
Listen, Ma, I really don't have the time. I'll call you back.
He is as charming as he always was. We spent the...
Mom, I really have to go. I'll call you back. I promise. Lots of love.
Kate!
She's got some annoying family. Her husband kind of sucks. Her mom is annoying. I don't even know who Olivia is. Is that a sister? Is that just another friend? Yes, this is the thing that was brought over. Okay, and then we can use this forklift. Oh. Okay. It's an automaton forklift that is meant to carry very specifically shaped things. Glad it's showing us where it's going. Alright. Charming. If clunky. Make sure I didn't miss anything going on here. You know, nothing I could bump into and take. I see a door over there. Check out this door. It opens. Oh. There's a man hanging up there.
That looks broken.
Jesus. Robot man doesn't have legs.
Oh, many thanks indeed. I am most embarrassed for you to see me like this. I lack a certain completion. You see, nobody here found the time to polish off the finishing touches. Honestly, these days, we really have lost the art of good workmanship.
Yeah, maybe.
With whom do I have the honor of speaking? Could you please state your identity, articulating clearly?
My name is Kate. Kate Walker.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Model XZ2000. My common name is Oscar. I represent the technological zenith of this factory's production. I have been designed to drive a locomotive. A touch messy, but an essential task.
Why can't the locomotive just be automated itself?
You are a very strange robot.
Puncher.
Automaton, if you please.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
Automatons have an additional soul auxiliary, you understand?
I think so. Have you logged my first and last name?
Perfectly. Kate Walker. Pleased to meet you.
Me too, Model XZ2000.
Please, all my friends call me Oscar. This fad for cryptic names is such a bore. Could you imagine being called by your passport number?
I suppose not, Mr. Oscar.
Or
Sir.
social security number.
Do you know where I could find the factory paperwork?
We already did.
I cannot reply to this question with precision. Try Anna Vorarlberg's office above the machine floor.
I'm like finding things in a weird order, I think.
Can I be of use to you?
Why, you certainly can. I absolutely must have my feet. My hands are model XZ 2003. My feet are model XZ 2005_B. Be careful. The model XZ 2005_A has evidenced some rather embarrassing performance failures.
Like bugs?
Automatons do not have bugs, Kate Walker. They simply display functional idiosyncrasies.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. What do I have to do to get you a pair of feet?
Use the assembly line to construct them. You will need a production punch card, on which is recorded
There
my
we go.
body design data. Here is my own punch card.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
Thank you, Kate Walker.
Let's check behind, let's ask if he knows who Anna is.
Has it been a long time since you last saw Anna Vorarlberg?
72 hours, 32 minutes, and 20 seconds to be precise. This regrettable absence explains the delay in my production process.
Anna Vorarlberg is dead, Mr. Oscar.
What do you mean by the notion of death, Kate Walker?
Broken. Disactivated. Worn out. Damaged. Unplugged.
Forever.
Oh, that really is most bothersome. I'd rather counted on finishing my production.
Oscar, I am delighted to have met you. See you again soon, I hope.
Yes, Kate Walker.
She's like, I hope so too, since I asked you to make me feet. I hope you do walk back here with the feet. Anything on the workbench here we could... Can't we just give them some upside down hands? Screens like this, hold on, I'm gonna go back here. Screens like this, like, yes, I know I walked through this door and all that stuff. But my intention, my, like, instinct was to walk this way. But screens like this really do betray the size of the space that you're in, because I'm assuming I can go over here to a screen transition. What this needs, more cleverly designed re-rendered backgrounds, I guess like in a Resident Evil, would have stuff along the edges to let me know I cannot go that way. You know what I mean? Like, very, very shallow at the bottom of the screen, the tops of crates, you know, just to indicate like this is as far as I can go in this direction, and, you know, a workbench just sticking out, so it's like, yep, I can't walk this way, because, like, I'm sure this is supposed to be a wall over here. Not that it really matters, like, from this angle over here, yeah, like, it's there's a wall over there, I get it, but there are better designed ones, I guess is all I'm saying. Alright, we're gonna use his punch card. And also just like, yeah, okay, I could have tried to go that way. I don't know. Put icons over the areas that you can go. The screen transitions you can experience. Alright. Oscar Isaac's punch card.
If that's going to work, it looks like something's missing.
Oh, I selected that material to make his feet out of. I see. I just blindly chose one. They're gonna make it out of wood. He's not gonna like them. I mean, they gave him boots. Whatever. Maybe this is just a weird way of character customization. A little bit of your own personality brought into the machine. I would have picked the dark wood instead. Wooden legs. Hopefully he likes them. Jolly good time running through this factory. No one works here, no one... This town is so dead empty.
Here are your feet, Oscar. I hope they fit.
Kate Walker, I see you managed to produce 2 XZ2005_B models.
Can he articulate his, like, his feet at all? It looks like it's just plugs into the hinge of his knees.
Allow me to express a real feeling of joy, Kate Walker.
They really suit you. Comfy?
Very. You are very kind, Kate Walker. I am sorry to have to leave you.
Where are you going?
I must find my train. Its departure is imminent.
Okay. Feel like we've done all there is to do with the factory. Right? We could go to the train station, I guess, because my only other thought is, like, well, with the cave, like... The cave, I don't know. What do we need from the cave? We need the mammoth doll. We need an object to interact with that ore so we can get the ore. Right? Well, I think I know where his train is. Be surprised if it is the one that we put our collectibles in. Come on. That's one thing I'm very curious about when we get to the sequel to this game is the collision detection stuff. 'Cause I'd have to look. I don't know if the second game was ever ported to anything. Wait, how do I... Train car... Yeah. Found him. No.
Hey there, Oscar.
My functions do not permit me familiarity, Kate Walker. even if you are my first and only passenger.
Me? Your passenger?
Yes, you, Kate Walker. Is it not for that reason you completed my production process?
No.
If you say so.
What?
I have decided to come along for the ride, Oscar. Ready when you are.
Your ticket, please?
My ticket? What are you talking about?
Why would I
The
leave?
rules clearly state, Kate Walker, every passenger of this train must possess a ticket.
Okay. And where do I get hold of a ticket?
Why is she
Only
leaving?
the ticket vendor may issue tickets. You are in luck. The ticket office must be open now. You should go there immediately.
But am I missing? Did we miss a story beat somewhere? Oh my god, he is gonna be the ticket vendor. That is kind of funny. We're missing a story beat somewhere where she's like, "Oh, Hans is somewhere far away," and then that's why I'm getting on a train.
But it's you?
What can I do for you, madam?
But Oscar, it's me, Kate Walker.
Correct. Your name is indeed Kate Walker. What can I do for you, Kate Walker?
A train ticket, please. Why, do you sell anything else?
The only function of this ticket office is to issue tickets. You are requested to accelerate operations. The office closes in exactly 3 minutes. What can I do for you?
A ticket, please.
Isn't it supposed to be
One
like
ticket?
noon? Why would it close?
Yes.
One ticket. What is your final destination?
I don't know. It's you who told me I had to get a ticket.
A ticket to travel, then. There you are. Do not lose it. This office is not entitled to produce duplicates. This advice also applies to the accompanying documentation.
Ticket is valid for one person and should be presented to any official at the mechanical railway when so required.
What's that?
The authorization for the release of the train. The ticket officer may ask you for it at any time.
Authorization for access to all parts of the movable and immovable estate constituting part of an inheritance. Wait, does G inherit the train now? The present document stamped by the recognized permitting author entity entitles the holder of this document to access. We're gonna use the stamp machine at the. Okay.
But I mean, you are the...
Attention! The exact moment has arrived to close this office.
All right. We're gonna go get the thing stamped. Okay. I'm gonna go there and it's gonna be like the machine has no ink in it. And then I'm gonna have to go find ink. Which maybe the boy gives me for giving him the mammoth doll. Or something. Can't believe there was a key hiding behind the umbrella rack in this room. I mean, again, I'm a noob to adventure games, so...
If that's going to work... If that's going...
Yeah.
If that's going...
I mean, I might as... Not like I'm hurting for inventory space here, but yeah, it is over. It would stamp over the spot. Okay. God, and this guy's gonna be asleep.
Oh no.
So I can't even ask, like, ink. Okay, let's think here for a second. There is. Okay, what threads are left to pull? I feel like the entire, like, cemetery area is done. I feel like that's completely done. You have no reason to go there again unless someone takes us there and says there's a thing here now. Like if someone moves something there, then okay. The hotel, like maybe what's his name at the desk might have more information. Like we could ask him about the cave. There's that. Otherwise, no. So let's just clear that right now since we're in town. Let's just knock that out. Also, this guy sitting here at the bench will do that too as soon as we're done talking to this guy. Otherwise, I'm thinking the building next to the hedge maze. They'll have like a couple doors or whatever. Hanger.
I'm back again.
Miss Walker?
Oh, it doesn't have cave as an option.
I'm gonna go look around, Valid.
As you like.
No one over here. It'd be funny if they kept all the voice lines. Alright, let's go talk to this guy who's gonna be like, wanna sit down next to me?
Hello again.
If you have fun.
I am sorry.
Okay. So other areas now that we could potentially go to. The path that leads to where Momo is. But we need a thing for the ore to grab it. All I have are documents. Also, answer the phone, Olivia.
You have reached Olivia Parker.
Okay. Okay. It's the garden. It's the garden. Check over there again. I feel like I might not have fully checked up that ladder either, so we'll do that. Oh, I went the wrong way. Okay. Like, we haven't been able to enter the hedge maze at all.
I've got to find another way around.
I mean, that doesn't say it's locked. That is basically saying you're not getting into the building. Let's go back up here again. Okay, yeah, I never walked over here. Okay. Ink. Okay, we're cooking. May 19th, 1930. Yesterday, something terrible happened. I do not know who to turn to, who to talk to, so I've decided to write it down. You, dear diary, are now my confidant and sole guardian of my secret thoughts. Hans lies in the next room, teetering between life and death, and I am terrified. Oh, the injustice of life. First Mama, then Hans. Please, dear Lord, don't take my little brother away as well. Photo of him. Okay, it's the next day. Hans made me promise to keep this a secret, but its burden is too heavy. I know I can tell you, though, dear diary, we discovered a cave in the mountains. A marvelous cavern. Marvelous cavern with ancient paintings on the walls. Only prehistoric man could have painted them because there were depictions of mammoths, which are prehistoric creatures as well. That much I know. I can draw a mammoth on a wall right now, in a cave wall, with, some pigment or scratching it with a rock. I know what a mammoth looks like. Enough to do it the way that they did. It'd be different. Like, that... It must have been prehistoric men because it's something that is prehistoric. Isn't exactly true. If it was a robot, be like, oh, it's not prehistoric. I don't know, whatever. I'm being stupidly nitpicky again, and I don't know what I'm talking about. I hate mammoths now. It's all because of them and because of that stupid prehistoric children's toy. Why, Hans? Oh, why did you try and take it? And why did I let you climb up there? It's my fault you are in a coma now. Hans, if you die, I do not know how I could ever forgive you myself. Wow, okay. These are all one day after another. Hans has still not recognized or not regained consciousness. Father cannot sleep, and Gertrude cries all day long. Outside, the heat is suffocating, but inside the house is icy cold and dismal. I still have hope, though. I know my brother. I know his strength. He will pull through. He never gives in. Day after. I cannot think of anything else but Hans. My waking and sleeping dreams, I see his fall over and over. I see his head hitting that rock, and his oh-so-pale face softening. I have taken refuge in the attic. It's the only place where I can find any peace. Wrapped up in all my memories, that must be where we are. This must be their house. Day after. 5 days have passed since the accident, and Hans has still not opened his eyes. To see him like this is unbearable. Please, God, protect him. Take my life, not his. No, don't say that. Don't plead. You won't win. I feel so desperate, so alone. I want to snuggle up in Father's arms, but I dare not. He is just so impassive. Oh, Hans, don't leave me here. Yeah. We also spell father with a capital 7. Capital 7? It has happened. Hans has come back to life. He opened his eyes and uttered my name. My name! Do you realize? This is the happiest day of my life. I want to take to the streets and sing to proclaim my joy to the world. Thank you. Oh, thank you, God. 2 days later. How wonderful, how beautiful life is. Gertrude and I cannot stop breaking into uncontrollable fits of giggles. Hans even wolfed down his meal today. I knew he was tough, my little brother. Even Father smiled at me today when he said good morning. 3 days later. God. I didn't pause for that, it just happened. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. I am totally absorbed in Hans's recovery. I have scarcely 5 minutes to myself to return to my refuge and scribble down these words. 4 days later. It is very curious whether Hans is hungry, thirsty, or if he wants something. He cannot stop saying my name. He can't bear it when I leave him, even for an instant. Gertrude thinks I should move my bed into his room to help him sleep better. I hope that Father will agree. And then... 2 days later? 3 days later? I don't know. Is there a May 31st? Write in the no, don't write in the comments. Write in the comments if there's a May 31st. I could look it up. I'm not. There's a calendar. The phone's right in front of me. I'm not looking it up. Anyway, June 2nd. Today was the first day that Hans has left the house. We went for a short walk in the garden, but Hans is still very weak. The doctor said we should be patient and shouldn't rush him. It is so hard, though. I hope so much that life can return to how it once was. I hope so much life can return to how it once was. Okay, towards the end of the month now. Hans has been out of his coma for a month now. He still doesn't say much and has difficulty moving. He sits motionless for long periods of time, his eyes wide open as though lost in thought. I've often had to call his name several times before he reacts. Then he will smile, and when he does, the moment of his magic for me, and I couldn't possibly be happier. 2 days later. I had to talk to him. The burden was too great. I asked Hans about the accident in the cave to find out what he could remember. He could utter only one word, mammoth, and his eyes glowed so strangely when he said he frightened me. Months later, July and August, you didn't... Anyway, September 15th. I go back to school today, and for the first time in my life, I am dreading it. I am afraid of leaving Hans alone. Despite Gertrude's kindness and attention, I have the impression that Hans is much less nervous when I'm there. And then, a month later, in October, while I was doing my homework yesterday evening, Hans crept up on me so quietly that he made me jump. He took a pencil and a blank sheet of paper, and curiously, he stabbed me in the neck. He started drawing. This is the first time since his accident he has done anything but daydream. A week later, Hans' scribbles. Why is it possessive? Hans' scribbles almost obsessively. Instead of just Hans scribbles almost obsessively. It is all he will do, all day long. I feel it annoys Father. No one else understands, but I can see that Hans is trying to draw mammoths. Okay. A couple weeks later, November. Today is my birthday, and Gertrude has made me an apple pie, my favorite. But Father has not returned home for lunch, and Hans doesn't want to leave his room. Best present I could ever have is to see Hans back on the way to recovery. Lady, it's kid. It's been half a year. He is on the way of recovery already. It's been like that. Christmas Day. Snow is falling. It is so beautiful. The 10th of January. The doctor visited to examine Hans. He seems happy that my little brother has fully recovered his faculties. It truly is a miracle. I don't understand why he doesn't talk more, though. Why isn't he livelier, like he was before? February 9th. A week before Ethan's birthday. It is Hans' birthday. It's Hans' birthday. Today he is 11 years old, and I have the strangest of impressions that actually he has lost 5 years rather than gained one more. Dang. February 29th. The day after Devin's birthday. The doctor has just left. I saw him whispering with Father. Their serious expressions worried me awfully. What could they be hiding from me? I am grown up now. At the age of 15, you can understand everything. At the age of 15, you can understand everything. I am too scared to ask Father what is happening. March 15th. I have been thinking, and it seems to me that Hans' attitude isn't normal. The shock of the fall and his coma must have had much more serious effects than we first imagined. Hans, my dear brother, what is happening to you? April 4th. I have discovered the truth. Hans is stunted, physically and mentally. I eavesdropped a conversation between the doctor, Father, and Gertrude. Gertrude buried her tear-filled eyes in her apron, and Father muttered the word under his breath. How could he say such a thing? Yeah, exactly. Jesus. What about your kid, though? You know what I mean? April 13th. This is like a week or so later. Week and a half. It is Easter, and we're on school holidays. This means I can spend all day with Hans and protect him from Father's permanent dark moods. He cannot accept the fact that Hans, his only son, will stay in this state forever. The day after. It is truly difficult to accept, but it is not Hans's fault. Mine, maybe, but not Hans. Not Hans's. I don't know how to make Father understand. He seems full of hatred for him. It is dreadful. I feel so powerless. It's his diary. Okay, May 14th. 1 year. 1 year has gone by, and it feels like an eternity. The situation shows no sign of improvement, either in terms of Hans's mental health, or Father's attitude towards him. May 30th. Extraordinary. Father has decided to take Hans to Paris for new tests. He says that only in the French capital will he find truly competent doctors. We must make Hans ready for the great expedition. 6th. Damn, these kids are going to live through World War II. I just realized that. No news from Father and Hans, but I remain hopeful. Well, it's only been a week. But I remain hopeful. I am sure they will take good care of my little brother. July 15th. They have returned. Hans rushed into my arms and started crying. It took me a long time to calm him down and get him to sleep. Father is still as taciturn as he was before he left. The French, I gotta look that word up, taciturn, Taciturn. My brain immediately goes to the 3rd generation Pokemon Cacturn. Is that a pun on this word and cactus? Google this. Ethan, put the definition on the screen. Right there. Father is still as taciturn as he was before he left. The French doctors have confirmed the diagnosis. Hans will remain physically and mentally impaired. I am stunned. Can you just be happy he's alive? You know what I mean? Like, the alternative was he died. Yeah, but I get it. It is, I guess, shocking. August 28th. This summer is coming to a close. It has been less stifling than the last. Less stifling than the last. The sun has put color, 1L, that's how you spell color. I looked around behind me to find my Game Boy Color, because that is where the color is C-O-L-O-R. I'm not stupid. In Hans, but they didn't spell it the British way, with a U. The sun has put color in Hans's cheeks. When I look at him, I have difficulty imagining that he will not change. November 16th. Father still says nothing and increasingly shuts himself away in his office at the factory. Christmas. This time she wrote Christmas instead of December 25th. Gertrude tells me that love and faith triumph over any science. I lack neither, God be praised. Wait. Gertrude tells me that love and faith triumph over any science. I lack neither. God be praised. You lack love and faith, or do you lack... Wait, I'm stupid. All this reading. Lack, she has love and faith. I understand. Okay, never mind. Never mind. January 12th. Listen. Reading... January 12th. Father took Hans to the factory this morning. Hans was so afraid that I accompanied them. Oh, they're due. I am now just noticing that the paragraph here is set. I gotta look up what the term is, but it needs to fill the horizontal space. I do that sometimes. You do that in print media all the time, magazines and whatnot, newspapers. But to do that with a diary is breaking the kayfabe of this being written. Father took Hans to the factory this morning. Hans was so afraid that I accompanied them. Fortunately, Father said nothing. I failed to understand why he insisted on bringing him there. The day after, Father left for the factory with Hans once again this morning. I think he wants to persuade Hans that he could be useful for something. His way of resisting fate. February 17th, the day after my birthday. For a month now, every morning, Hans has gone to work with Father at the factory. Not exactly sure what he does there, but he seems to enjoy it. I feel my brother's behavior has changed considerably. He is much less capricious. April 14th. 2 months, shy of 2 days, after my birthday. I could cry. Hans made me a present, a small robot mammoth with a trunk that rises and falls. When Father saw it, he nodded his head in satisfaction. May 20th. Sometime after my birthday, both Gertrude and Father have now their own robot mammoths. Theirs are even more intricate and finely tuned. Little brother is not such a... yeah... God... I wonder what the remaster does. Okay, October 15th. A couple weeks after David's birthday. See, I didn't forget him. Hans's mammoths will now walk, raise their trunks, and wag their tails. It's incredible. 3 days before Christmas. I met the head of the factory workshop, Mr. Grips, this morning. He says that for a young lad of 12, Hans is very gifted. It is a shame he only makes elephants. February 11th, 5 days before my birthday. Father and Hans were locked in a long discussion yesterday, or should I say, Hans was locked in one of Father's long monologues. As it is inconceivable that Hans should go to school like other children, Father wants him to take on as a worker at the factory. Can't just teach him, like, at his pace until he's, like, old enough? Like, the kids aren't going to jobs. However, Hans will have to stop making his own little devices. Hans' silence, his half-gaping mouth and staring eyes finally sent Father off in a rage. Wow, it is still going. I thought that full page was to indicate the final entry. Okay. I tried to broach the subject with Hans. I suggested he should obey Father. Learning a craft at the factory is his one chance to do something instructive with his life. He is so gifted and takes so much pleasure in making automatons. He did look like he wasn't listening to me, but I know he'll think about what I said. February 20th, 4 days after Ethan's birthday. It is not Hans that cannot speak, it's rather that he doesn't want to speak. He uses the least possible words for communication, except with me. But he is still very economical with words. May 15th, incredible. Hans was not just satisfied with learning how the assembly line works, instead he has completely redesigned it. Father and Monsieur Grips are taking a serious look at his plans. Is he the one that's like, oh yeah, you should have robots do human-shaped activities on the assembly line? Idiot. July 10th, Father has wanted to talk to me about my future since I passed my exams. He wants to send me to university because he says my intelligence is astounding. My heart was beating so loud. It is true I do love studying, but I couldn't bear to be away from Hans. My God, this is still going. Are we gonna go in, literally, I joked about World War II. Are we gonna actually get there? The 2nd of September. Sorry. What a ghastly summer. I have been permanently torn between my desire to go to university and my refusal to leave my brother. I talked about it with Hans, but he said nothing. That same evening, I found my own little mammoth broken. I feel like he said something there. October 9th. Hans had another fit of hysterics at dinner again. Father announced that Hans' new assembly line would soon be finished. However, they have removed the automaton parrots that shouted orders as they were deemed superfluous. Hans was livid. He hurled the soup dish to the ground and stormed off to his bedroom. What happened between the both of them when I'm not here? Despite my scruples, I am finally leaving. Hans did not talk to me for a week. Father would not understand if I told him why I wanted to stay. My heart is so heavy. Christmas. It's so strange to be home. I had never left home for such a long time before. Once we were alone, Hans did not stop talking. Words just leaped from his mouth. How we laughed at his excitement. He presented me with a delightful little ballerina to replace the mammoth, he told me. So touched that I started crying. Distance had done nothing to harm the strong bond between us. He went from 33 to 37, so she might be like done with school now. It's strange to pick up his diary once more. At first, my impulse was to tear it up. I resisted instead succumbed to my second desire, which was to write for a while. I am alone in my attic once more. I've been home for 2 months now, and after a summer spent living with the intense joy of being reunited with my brother, Hans was returned to the factory. Father is aged so... Gertrude's arthritis causes her terrible pain. 2 days after September 11th, but several decades prior. All in all, these last 4 years have been kind to Father and Hans. The relationship is less tense. They still do not exchange much conversation, but they now have a thing in common, the factory. I'm even beginning to feel a bit jealous. Silly, really. September 17th, 10 days before David's birthday. Hans hasn't changed. To help Gertrude, he has designed a totally automated kitchen. And Gertrude can't stop moaning at the wooden puppets. Oh, how I adore them. October 9th. I went to go to work and see Father and Hans at work. I hadn't been to the factory for ages. It is strange how much it has changed. I was very curious to see them set about their tasks. I like Father's new office very much. Hans has a small workshop on the first floor. crammed with odds and ends, unfinished robots, and designs exactly what I imagined it, in fact. October 15th. Factory is working very well. Orders for toys keep coming in, spurred on by the run-up to Christmas. When I was at university and I had said my name was Vorarlberg, people would ask me if I had any relation to the Valid Delenn factory. Now I know the effect that Hans's genius had had on the factory's renown. And November 2nd. To make myself useful, I started helping Father set his papers in order. The most extraordinary thing of all is that for the first time ever, I have the impression that the three of us form a real family. I didn't mention the other flowers that were taped, dried flowers that were pressed into the book. They probably signified something for emotionally for that moment, and I blew past it. December 8th, 9:37. See that? It doesn't say 1937, it says 9:37. Typos. This game's had a few typos. Quite a few typos. Hans never ceases to surprise me. Between home and the factory, his behavior is so very different. His workshop, he is serious, concentrated, a proper young man who keeps his eye on everything going on, constantly on the move and in control. Once he has the impression that each single toy is his very own infant. At home, he turns back into a child once more and is either moody or a happy-go-lucky buffoon. Christmas. The most wonderful Christmas of my whole life. Hans and I couldn't stop giggling like children beneath Father's disapproving glare. I know that he was only pretending, really. Our hearts are so full of hope. Okay. January again, in 38. 4 years? So World War II? Hans came to see me in my bedroom yesterday evening. I felt terribly awkward, terribly ill at ease. Might have guessed, Hans wants to leave. Leave Valid Delenn, the house and the factory. He wants to go traveling. He doesn't know where to go or for how long. That's just like him. I was so shocked that I told him his plans were foolish. He left my room without a word, his head bowed. Wow. Is this going to run on until 2002 when this game takes place? January 7th, a day after they stormed the Capitol. In some other country called America? I don't know. I thought that he wanted to leave because of Father. Not at all. It's because of the mammoths. He wants to go tracking mammoths. Silly guy. I thought he had gotten over his obsession. I know my brother only too well. I wouldn't dream of telling him his quest is useless. It isn't worth it. He will not listen to reason. January 10th. I was so selfish the other evening. I returned to talk to Hans and ask him gently if he was sure of the decision. I already know what the reply was going to be. Nothing will make him change his mind. Okay. 9 days later. Despite my profound sadness and despair, I must help Hans fulfill the destiny he has chosen and announce the news to Father. I fear the worst. 5 days later. The worst was worse than my fears. Father's anger was terrifying. He shut Hans away in his workshop and at the factory and has forbidden all visits except from Gertrude, who feeds him. Yikes. 15 days before my birthday, Father has decided that Hans should remain locked up for as long as it takes him to abandon his infantile decision. Gertrude tells me that Hans is very despondent yet highly resolute. The worry is driving me mad. February 6th, 10 days before my birthday. As soon as Gertrude returns from the factory, I hasten to get news of my little brother. He doesn't say anything, he just fiddles with bits and pieces, she replies every day with a sigh. I have tried desperately to reason with Father, but I know I am just wasting my breath. February 9th. Sometime before my birthday. Hans is 18 years old today, and he is all on his own for his birthday. He's an adult now. He can just leave. Technically, he's being kidnapped. February 20th. In secret, Gertrude delivered to me a small robot from Hans. It's a robot of us as children. Oh, that's what we put on the train. It works with a small cylinder punched with tiny holes. Quivered with emotion as I turned the key. The message it gave was simple. He was telling me he loved me very, very much. February 21st. 7 days before Devon's birthday. Gertrude gave me a different tiny cylinder for today's toy. Hans is truly incredible. He has found a means of communicating between us and us alone in total secret. February 27th, the day before Devon's birthday. My days are spent eagerly awaiting Hans's messages. He has now resolved to run away. He is preparing his escape, like if it was a game. We are 100% going to breach World War II and find out that, like, he died. I know the story, it's not that, but, like, I don't know. Gertrude has returned and she is beside herself. Hans has disappeared. Father is not even deemed to return to the workshop where he locked up his son, nor find out how he managed to escape. He just gave me a black look as if he knew we were up to something behind his back. March 7th. It is beginning to dawn on me that Hans has gone. I miss him so much. Lord, please protect my little brother and watch over him for me. 11th. With Hans gone, Father now locks himself away night and day at the factory. The house is so gloomy now. Does she have a job? She went to school. I guess she doesn't. I don't know. This morning I caught Father in the drawing room installing a coffin on a trestle. The sight of it made my blood freeze. What on earth is he up to? My questions meet only with stony silence and a permanent black countenance. March 13th, 1938. Behind closed curtains, the drawing room with the coffin, surrounded by huge candles, has become a verifiable funeral chamber. March 14th. This is ghastly. I have just understood what Father is up to. This morning, the priest came to pray before the coffin, and I finally caught on. Father is in mourning for the death of Hans. Father made the priest believe that his son was dead. How could he do such a thing? March 16th. A month after my birthday. In the madness occasioned by his grief, my father grows ever more cold and calculating. He contacted his old friend Dr. Schmaul, who duly drew up a bona fide death certificate. Without even seeing the body, I dare not imagine what urine he spun. Next day, Hans's funeral will be officially held next Sunday. Father strictly forbade me to attend. This sordid masquerade makes me feel ill, but I cannot denounce the subterfuge, or else I will display my father's mental instability to the world. Shame would kill him, that much is certain. I have to get away, far, far away. No, I will not leave. I have been a month. I've thought long and hard. My life is here, next to my father. It's sad. He needs me too much now. Okay. The factory needs me, because Father is incapable of running it now. Besides, I can only find peace of mind among Hans's robots. And how shall I know when he has sent me new ones if I am not home to receive them? No, I shall not leave. My destiny is to remain here and keep watch. Is this the last one? It is. I'm pressing right. Okay. Dang. Did we pick up anything else in there? Yes, the ink. It's been so long. And I think that's a good time to end this episode. We will next time take the ink to the thing and we will, I don't know, maybe get on a train? I don't know. Like, I don't know how we get the ore. Did we come back? I don't know. I hope we will see you next time. Watch, like, subscribe, do things. Please, though, subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Thank you, and goodbye.